Yeah, guys, we'll go in about 3 minutes. So about 6:07. Everybody that just joined, make sure you got a pen and piece of paper. Make sure you have a pen and piece of paper. And then if you wouldn't mind making sure you're muted too. If you want to ask a question, ask a question. Love it. Bring the heat. Bring all the questions you have. But then make sure you go back to mute so we don't have the echo. And we'll get ready to go here in a minute. Okay, everybody's in. Closer one. Closer one. Who's closer one? Where's closer one? I can't see you. You guys also, too, if you have any questions and you don't want to raise your hand and answer, have them answered, just go ahead and put it in the comments as well. I'll watch the comments through the live stream or through the webinar, and we'll get it all dialed in, ready to rock and roll.
Hey, Sean.
Yeah, buddy.
Saturday morning when we do the workout, I know we're going to do the workout. We're going to be close by to grab something to eat somewhere around there.
Yeah, right there. We got it all dialed right across the park, or right about half a block from the park. We'll have plenty of food, juices. They have what are they called? Like fruit bowls, all kind of good stuff, nutritious stuff, burgers, all that. Whatever you need, Kenny. Great question. Got your back. We'll have it dialed in.
Appreciate it.
Oh yeah. All right, you guys, we're gonna get ready to roll. Make sure you have your pen, piece of paper.
Yeah, let's have fun.
And without further ado, introduce to you Andy Elliott, my brothers and sisters. Let's have some fun.
Yeah, let's go, guys. Hey, listen. I know Sean didn't put this on video where I can't see your beautiful faces. That sucks. Listen. All right, so look, number one, let's just talk about a couple of things real quick. Here, let me shut this door, but I want you to do something for me real quick, okay? I want you to write something down. And this is really important. I'm just going to tell you, because if you don't write stuff down, you're not going to get this. And let me explain this. So growing up, the service station was the one place that we were taught that we should go work. But I just didn't believe that it worked, right? You remember your managers. I don't know who you are, where you work, but everybody's like, hey, man, go to the service drive. You know what I'm saying? Pull yourself a lead out of there. Dude, I was like, screw the service drive. I'm not going to service. I want to take a fresh up. And then as I got better, okay, and the reason why I didn't go is because I had reluctance to go to service. Everybody write down the word reluctant. Okay, the word reluctant means you don't want to do it, okay? When I tell a salesperson to sit down and make 50 cold calls, and I'm a GM, okay? And I say, hey, do me a favor, call these people, these are orphan owners, make 50, and by the way, cold calls, even the people that have bought 3 years ago, but they don't need anything, we're just cold calling them, right? Like, hey, what's going on? You still got the 2017 Toyota Tundra, just want to say hi. And then, you know, we would tell them, you know, what's up, or, you know, how we could help them, or maybe an idea. Those people, once they call the first 5 or 10 people on that list, they become reluctant to call the rest because they get rejected. And when the more people get rejected, the more they become reluctant to do something. People are reluctant for a couple reasons. Number one, they don't know what to say, okay? Write that down. Listen, you guys want to get great? I'm going to tell you this. What, right here, what if you already have a service sales program and your manager? Listen, here's the deal. Doesn't matter what your manager says. Doesn't matter who you work for. I'm going to ask this. Can anybody walk over to the service station? Yes. Is there a sales team already there? Who cares? Okay. Look, if what you can do is walk over and literally just take a customer down and then go sell it, what does it matter? I'm just going to tell you this. There were 99.9% of the people on this would qualify, because I still don't know of a dealership that has a service sales side that's successful unless I'm training them. The reason why they're reluctant, because they don't know what to say. Listen, that's the first thing I want you to realize. The reason why people don't go into service is because they don't know what to say. That's the number one thing. Number two is going to be because they don't have a personality, which is simple. Look, some people go to take a fresh up, and guess what? That's hard enough for you. Like going out and saying, hey man, how you doing? I hope you're having a great day. Welcome to, my home. Welcome to the store. Whatever it is you say, man, beautiful family, guys. What's going on? That's a fresh up, right? How do you approach someone in service? How does that happen? Because remember, they're not pulling up and asking for you. They're not asking for help. So number one, you have to approach them. Well, look, if you're not approaching people in life and you're not working on your personality, you're not going to be a person that's very good at approaching other people and having fun. Okay, so the key to service, I'm going to work on the mindset side, and then I'm going to teach you the skill set side. Okay, so it's pretty easy, guys. This training isn't going to be complicated. It isn't going to be long. I'm not going to make this a long training. My goal is by 7 o'clock, you guys are going to be practicing a script, having something to say, and you're going to know what to do to walk out to your service drive. Okay, now I bet I can do it 20 minutes. But I'm just saying, if you have any questions, we'll say, hey, at the end, Q&A, what do you want to talk about? I'll leave some time for that. But the biggest deal is that when people are reluctant, man, that word is my favorite. That means people are afraid to do something and they're stopping themselves from doing it. Why are they reluctant? Because they don't know what to say and they don't know how to make a connection in the damn drive. That's it. So let's just talk about this real quick. Number one, write down the word personality. Write down the word personality. I'm going to ask this. How are you going to walk up to someone in service if you don't have a great personality? It's physically impossible. You can't do it. It's impossible. What you're going to do is you're going to walk out there. You're going to say something to somebody like, what do you got in service today? They're going to be like, I got an 18 Toyota Corolla. And you're going to be like, oh, okay. Do you like it? Look, dude, I know you're a salesman. You're turning me off. I'm cold. Get away from me. That's it. That's how everybody sounds. Yeah, that's it. Break the ice. But can I ask this? Can we just talk about this for a second before I teach the skill? How can you break the ice if you don't practice breaking the ice all the time? So I've got a trick for everybody. And then we'll start here. We'll work on the personality. We'll talk about the mindset, and then we'll go to the skill. Because the skill's the easy part. It really is. I'm going to give you guys a couple word tracks that are going to make you deadly, that you're going to get the 3 yeses that you're looking for every time, and everybody's going to be buying a car. It's that easy. But nobody's going to be buying a car if you can't look loose, and if you can't smile, and if you can't smile with your eyes like you're in your zone, and like that's your dealership, and like you're in your comfort place. If you look for just even a second that you're out of place and you're out of your comfort zone, out there in that service drive, which a lot of you will be, I will assure you this, you won't perform well. So write it down. Personality. Personality is everything. You have to work on your personality. And if right now you're like, dude, listen, I'm not great at walking up to strangers. Is somebody in the service department a stranger? They're a stranger to you, but they're not a stranger to your dealership. If they're servicing your car in the service station, there is trust in your company. Okay? So you have a total advantage. It's not a complete like cold walk up. They have trust in your company. So what do you want to do? Number one, you have to be good at walking up and talking to people. If I have any single people right now who are watching this, guys, start walking up, if you're single, to the hottest guys or girls, whatever that you do, right? And literally like start making connections. Get out of your zone. Go for the toughest customers, right? Talk to everybody. Anybody and everybody that you walk across, anybody that you pass in a hall, anybody you pass in the grocery store, anybody, say, hey, how you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? Get used to saying hi to people you don't know. Let me just say that real quick. And by the way, a lot of you guys are like, hey man, give me the skill, give me the word track. I'll give it to you, but then you're going to walk out there, you won't make a connection, and they're not going to buy anything. So number one is personality. No more reluctance. Let me tell you the truth about service. The people in your service department, most of the time can buy anything they want. They're the responsible ones servicing their cars. And I just can't help to mention, but right now we're in the era of the only time in the history of the world when we told somebody we're going to give them top dollar for their trade-in, it was actually really worth more than they thought it was worth. Okay. Last year we were like, hey guys, I'll give you top dollar for your trade-in. It was like, damn, dude, this guy's going to be 10 grand upside down. Right now, cars are still through the roof. NADA report last week, cars are still $6,000 over NADA value. $6,000 over NADA value from where they typically would be, which means if a customer had a car that was worth $12,000, 6 months ago, that car's worth $18,000 today. Now, all I can say is that if you walked up to someone and said, hey, you know what, if I could offer you more money than your car was worth, would you want to know how much that was? Every single time that you gave a number, that number would really be a mind-blowing number, but they'd be like, damn, man, I don't know, maybe I might sell it. But 6 months ago, you couldn't say that. So let's ride RIDE. Let's ride this niche right now. Why cars are doing all the dough. Okay. So what do you got to have? You got to have a great personality. What can't you be? You can't be reluctant. All right. Let's change the internal belief. Service is the most profitable place to pull a deal out of. Okay. Mindset, guys. Here we go. Why is service the most profitable place? Well, it's really simple, because these people haven't done any research. Back in 2005, 2000, we were the horse's mouth. You know what that means? People came in for brochures. We could tell them anything about the car, and boom, we were selling them. They didn't do any research. It was like, man, home run city. Guess what? It's back to that in the service station right now. And here's the craziest thing. Let me give you a mix. You're giving them more money than what their car was worth 6 months ago. Way more money. Right now, they won the freaking lottery. If someone was to ask them, would they like to upgrade? They won the damn lottery, okay? All you have to do is be confident. Nobody sells anything out of a service drive if they're not confident, okay? So number one, have a good personality, okay? Have a good personality. That's key. Everybody realize that. Number one rule, personality's not hot, you're not selling any cars. If right now you don't have a great personality, you don't have to exit the training. Keep taking notes, but go and work on your personality. And every single person that you walk across, every person that you pass, every person that you meet, I want you to start spiking the level that you believe that customer deserves from a new person. Make them want to talk to you. Get used to saying hi to people and making people say, hi, how you doing? And make them want to start talking to you. If you can make them start talking to you, guess what? That means people like you and you're becoming a very likable person. Anybody can sell something to somebody when they want something, but only people that have a great personality can sell something to somebody when they don't want something. Okay? This is the way selling works. People buy when things make sense logically, but the highest achievers don't need logic to sell. They sell with emotion. And when you sell with emotion, guess what? You can close with logic, but you start selling with emotion. So most salespeople try to sell with logic and close with logic. I sell with emotion and I close with logic. If you don't have emotion, your customers ain't going to want to buy anything. Whose job is it to create the itch? It's yours. Look, you want to make an itch. You want them to scratch it themselves. And then you really want to start scratching it here in just a minute. And guess what? Now it's fish on. Game time. All right, cool. So we got mindset, right? You guys got who you know you need to be on that service drive. Somebody with a great attitude, somebody who's alive. And listen, let me just picture and build the surrounding around you. You're on the service drive. Guess what happens? You got the service advisors who are watching you when you're talking to the service customers. They don't like that. Look, let me just put a warning out there. Service advisors do not like you talking to their service customers. You know why? Because they got scarcity mindset. They're afraid you're going to make something happen to their service ticket. Listen to me. Let me tell you in advance, you need to make allies if at all possible. Look, the store that I worked at, no matter what, I could not make an ally with my service drive guy. They would not, man, they hated salespeople. It was never going to change, and they didn't want to change. Okay? I see it. Bird dog, food. Look, guys, bring them donuts, bring them coffee in the morning. Tell them you love them. Listen, I made it until I made a deal with my general manager. This was our deal. I'll go over it with you. I said this, if I can go into the service drive and I can convince a customer to buy a car, we need to lay out some ground rules. Number one, the service advisor who wrote up the ticket on the car that we'll be purchasing or that's getting traded in, they still get to recon the car and get paid off it. We'll make that deal. Can you please help me, Mr. GM, align that? Guys, write this down. I'm just telling you, if you run into trouble, here's how you handle it. And I said, can they still recon the car so they still get credit for it? Okay, cool. Secondly, if I can convert somebody to want to buy a car and they have their car in the service department, not only does the service advisor get to recon the car, but I'll also bird dog them $100. So they're making $100 additional dollars, plus they get the ticket. So now when I'm walking around these customers, I don't have the service advisors giving me crazy eyes. Okay? But guess what? If you can't, and they don't like you, and you can't win them over, and by the way, you don't win them over just one time. You start bringing them, it's called reciprocity. Write that down. Reciprocity means doing something for somebody, and then they want to do something for you in return. That's how reciprocity works, okay? It's called give and take. It's a two-way street. Look, it's like a bank account, right? Deposit, withdrawal, deposit, withdrawal. You got to deposit first, okay? Remember, your service drive people, they're not salespeople, okay? They have a very scarcity mindset. So I just want to say this, I'm building the foundation because some of you will run into some brick walls working your service department too hard. Do you work your service department all day long? No. You go in, you work it in the morning. You go work it at lunch and you work it midday. You're always keeping your eye on it and you're always prepared to go over there and make a friend and get ready. Can you ask somebody to buy their car or to trade or upgrade if you don't have a good relationship with them? No. Sometimes I would honestly get into a position where I wouldn't even ask them to upgrade because I didn't feel like I had that connection in the service department because some people sometimes could be so cold. So what I would do is like they said a minute ago, hey, go in there, guess what? Offer them something to drink and get them something. And then be like, hey, look, I appreciate you. Thanks for being here. By the way, what do you have in service today? They're like, a 2018 Honda Accord. I'm like, cool, what color? They're like, white. I'm like, dude, that's my favorite car. How many miles? They're like 38,000. You're like, sounds like you got a great car. Did you buy it here? Did you buy it somewhere else? I bought it somewhere else. Awesome. Well, thank you for servicing your vehicle here. It's great meeting you. Here's my card. If you ever need anything, let me know. If that customer's a little bit cold, I may inch away for about 10 minutes and then come back around. You know, the great idea. Have you ever been a salesperson? You're on the lot, right? And you're working a deal, you're showing a customer, and you do a walk around on the car, and then the customer's like, man, I think we're going to go somewhere else. And you're like, oh man, you know, hey, I'd love to make you a great deal on this one. And they're like, nah, I really think we're just going to go somewhere else. And you're like, you know what? I got a great idea. And you guys run and go get someone else so you can get a second face on that, right? That's kind of like a service drive person who goes cold on you. Never pitch a customer who's cold. Look, if you don't know that, write that down. You can't pitch cold people. Now listen, whose job is it to warm them up? It's you. I am going to show you how to convert a customer every time if you can get them a little bit warm. I didn't say warm to buy a car. I mean, just a little bit warm with you. Like, can you make them laugh? Can you build a good relationship with them for a second? Can you talk about anything that has to do with anything that makes a connection with you and them? Can you start some dialogue? That's what I want to know. So my goal is that if that customer, right, is cold, just say, hey man, it's great meeting you. Look, here's my card. If you ever need anything, let me know. Appreciate you. Have a blessed day. And go leave. And then about 5 minutes later, you come back and you're like, hey, listen, this is crazy. I was just talking to my general manager. We were talking about a customer that he has. It's his neighbor. She's looking for a Honda Accord. And it's crazy because me and you just had this conversation. So I told him, I said, hey, listen, there's a lady in the service department. I was telling him about you. I told him that you had a 2018 Honda Accord, white with under 40,000 miles. He said, my neighbor right now would give her right leg for that car. She totaled one just like it, and that's exactly what she wants. Let me ask you a question. Mr. Customer, Mrs. Customer, listen to my words. If my general manager can offer you more money than your car was worth, look, here's what your car's worth, and he offered you this much. Could I tell you how much that was? Could I tell you? Just would you let me tell you? Guys, notice that. I didn't say if I could get you more money than your car was worth, would you want to trade it in? I feel like that is the problem right now, right? Let me show you what that number would be if you traded it in. Never say the word trade it. Look, don't let your people smell the sell. Don't let them see it, okay? Look, you guys got to be like undercover spies. You know what I'm saying? Don't show people who you are. You know what you're doing? You're trying to create interest. Can I let you know there's something that's called painting a picture? It's called selling ideas and selling situations. Let me ask you this. When you go fishing, what do you put on your hook? You put bait. Man, a lot of people got some pretty junky bait on their hook. They say to people like, hey, you know, if I could get you a good trade-in amount, why are you saying trade-in? They aren't even thinking about buying a car right now. What is your goal? What's the number one thing we were taught when we first started selling? What is it? Get the customer to say yes. Remember the yes ladder? I don't know. I was taught it 20 years ago. I'm not trying to teach you the yes ladder tonight. I'm just trying to say, can I get some yeses? That's all I want. Can you get them to say yes? If I can get one, get two, and then I can get three. If I can get 3 yeses, you're going to be driving a car. I promise you. Let me show you how it works. Number one, someone's not interested in a car. You've got the mindset. Everybody in service doesn't have the research that our typical customers have at the gate. We want to be in service where they're uneducated. Okay? It's all up to us now. What will happen? If we walk out to service and we walk by the way, you say, Andy, I don't know how to start it off. How about this? Can I get you something to drink? How about that? Hey guys, can I get you something to drink? No, Andy, we're good. Okay, cool. You sure I can't get you some water? Let me get you guys some water. Okay, we'll take some water. Look, walk over, go get them some water. Or even if they say no, say, look, hey, it's awesome meeting you. Now, look, what do you guys have in service today? They say, I got a 2018 Honda. Dude, that's great. I love Hondas. Best car around. Did you buy it here? I mean, you guys know, if you're at a Kia store and they bought a Honda, I mean, look, you know, they didn't buy it from you there new. Just ask them, say, hey, did you buy it here pre-owned or did you buy it somewhere else? They say, oh, we bought it somewhere else. I say, cool. Well, have you always serviced it here or is it your first time servicing it here? Listen, ask questions. Ask questions that will give you some answers to allow you to go where you want to go next. Listen, most salespeople play checkers, okay? Ping pong, back and forth. Man, I play chess, okay? I want to know this. How much business have they done with the store? Who are they? Is it their first time here or do they come here all the time? Okay? Guys, follow me. Follow me. Every single one of you. Rhonda, Robert, Ted, Ash, Aaron, Arlette, Laura, every person, follow me. Okay? Be massively likable. Fall in love with service right now. It's the biggest challenge the first day, but every day after that, it's a wide open gold mine. Look, anything that you're not used to, it's new to you. When things are new to you, it's very hard to be confident in them, okay? Which is why I made this training tonight. I want you to never be reluctant again to walk over to service. The reason why people won't go to service is because they don't know what to say, they don't know how to act, and that's not their environment. It's like that's not your place over there. Yes, it is. And by the way, since almost every other salesperson over there that's not their place, it's your gold mine. It's your playground. It's your pot of gold. You know those gold-plated dreams you have? Those gold-plated dreams about making $500,000 a year? They're sitting over there in the service drive. Listen, and by the way, how much more value would it bring to your life in all the other selling areas if you can walk up to a customer who is not interested in buying anything and learn how to make a relationship with that customer and then actually convince them to want to be in the market for a car? Wouldn't that elevate and level you up in all the other areas? Yes. And that's what we're doing tonight. Challenge yourself, test yourself, okay? Listen, build the confidence in you right at this moment. You have found a way to become a freaking millionaire. It's in that service department. But what we have to do, number one, is to make you not afraid of it in any way, shape, or form. All you have to do is say hello to every single person you see in service. And by the way, I know you can't say hi to every one of them. Say hi to as many as you can possible. Now listen, if you'll say hi to somebody and you'll just ask them, what do you have in service today? Remember this, deposit, it's a bank account. Deposit into them. Hey, can I get you something to drink? Would you like some coffee? I got coffee. No, we're good. We already have some. Okay, cool. Best coffee around. Was it that good? Not good? How was it? I usually drink it on the other side. I need to have a cup over here. No, it was all right. Okay, cool. Can I get you some water? No, you good? All right, man. Well, if there's nothing I can get you, number one, it's great meeting you. My name's Andy. Hey, what's going on? What do you guys have in service today? I have a Honda. Great. I love Hondas. What year? Let me ask you, did you buy it here from us? Yeah. Okay. Don't ask him 19 other questions. Just say beautiful. What do you haven't done to it today in service? They're like, well, I'm doing this or oil change or just regular maintenance or a timing chain, air conditioner, whatever. You say, oh, okay, I got you. Yeah. Well, we have a great service station. I'm glad you're here. And by the way, at that point, let's stop there. Okay. We're going up the road and now there's a fork in the road. The road's going to go right and the road's going to go left. The road going right says in our gut, this customer, if I ask a question right now, like, let me ask you a question. Look, right now we're trying to acquire as many pre-owned vehicles as we can. And my general manager loves Hondas. Look, if he was to offer you more money for your Honda than it was worth, would it be okay if he told you how much that was? Would it be all right while you're here? I'd love to find out the number. Listen, maybe it's time to ask that question, or maybe it's not time to ask that question. Maybe it's not time. Maybe you need to just do this. Set the seed, farm the customer, and come back and get your crop in 10 minutes from now. Let me tell you what I mean. Plant seeds. It's like this. Well, listen, right now we're buying a ton of pre-owned inventory. Hondas are on fire. You got yourself a great vehicle. Look, it's awesome meeting you. Look, guys, here's my business card. If you ever need anything, let me know. Have a great night. Look, it looks like I'm leaving. Okay, I go away. Guess what? 5 minutes later, I'm like, hey, you're not going to believe this. So I'm sitting there and watch. I come back to the customer. I'm like, I'm talking to my general manager. I'm talking to my manager. I'm sitting in the office and he's telling me about his neighbor. Listen, do you believe in fate, Mr. and Mrs. Customer? Do you believe in fate? Have you ever won the lottery? Dude, I think you guys just have. This is crazy. When I tell you this, you're going to freak. He starts telling me about his neighbor that totaled her car that only wants to buy a Honda. She wants to buy white or silver in under 50,000 miles. And I'm like, dude, this has got to be like Groundhog Day. I'm watching that movie. I just had this conversation with a great couple in service. They got the car and it's sitting right there in the service station. He goes, listen to me. I'll pay him any amount of money for that car. I need it for my neighbor. She's the best lady in the world. And if I could buy a car to my service station and I didn't have to go find her one at the auction, guess what? I'd buy it right now. So I ran over here to you guys. I'm out of breath. Like I need to go get my inhaler out of my backpack because I can't even breathe because I just ran straight over here. Do you guys see how I'm doing this? Guys, it's personality. It's painting a picture. It's truly selling and persuasive 101. Listen to my word tracks. I say, listen. So I was talking to him. He told me to pay you more money than he ever imagined in his life. Listen, let me ask you a question. The question is the same question. It will never change. We will paint different scenarios before this question, but everybody write this question down right now. The question is very simple. If I could offer you more money, M-O-R-E, more money, not than what your trade-in was worth. Don't you dare say that. If I could offer you more money than what your car was worth, say car, could I tell you how much that was? It's that easy. Write it down. If I could offer you more money than your car was worth, could I tell you how much that was? Could I? Look, I just want to tell you how much it is. Can I tell you? Look, how many people would say, sure, yeah, you could tell us. Okay. Fish on. Phase one, you just got your first yes. You see the hook? Guess what? It's in their mouth. What do we want to do? Right? We want to hook it, right? Okay. Phase two. What are we going to do? Well, number one, hey, listen to me. If I could offer you more money than your car was worth, more money, Would you want to know how much that was? They're going to say yes. They're not going to say no. Listen, watch this. No. Dude, are you serious? So you're telling me if it was worth 20 grand and he gave you 35,000, you wouldn't even want me to tell you? Well, I don't think it's worth that much. What if it was? I don't know. Maybe I might sell it then. Okay, that's what I was asking. Sir, I wasn't trying to do anything except ask you if it was worth more money than what it was worth. Would you want to know? He's the one who said it, my manager. He said, hey, if it was worth, if I could offer more money than it was worth, would they want to know how much that was? All I'm wanting is a yes. Guys, let me explain the power of a yes. The power of a yes gets you in the game. The power of the yes gets the customer saying, sure, I would entertain something. Now watch. All right, what's the next? Phase one. Hey, if I could offer you more money than what your car was worth, would you want to know how much that was? They're going to say yes. Once they're done saying yes to that, say beautiful. Watch this. You ready for round two? Okay, let me ask you a question. Let's say, I'm going to go talk to him real quick. Watch. Guys, it's a hypothetical. Everybody write down the word hypothetical. A hypothetical is what I'm going to do every step of the way here. Watch this hypothetical. Hey, if I could offer you more money than your car was worth, would you want to know how much that was? I mean, can I tell you? Would you want to know? Yeah, sure, we'd want to know. That's kind of a hypothetical. The next one's a massive hypothetical. Okay, cool. Hey, listen, I'm going to go tell him that you guys would be open to having a number for it. He's going to tell me, watch this. When he tells me, let's say I come back and tell you, and you're like, no ways. You tell him to get his checkbook out right now. I'm selling it. Let's say you said that to me. Watch. This is what I'm saying to the customer. If you said that, quick question, what would you drive home in? I'm just asking. What would you drive home in? Would it be something bigger? Would it be something smaller? Would it be something brand new again? Would it try to be something with a lower payment? You know, what would it be? Quiet. They answer that question, it's done. Remember how I said set the hook? At that point in time, you're like, yes, I love it. Great. So you're saying that basically you guys aren't 100% satisfied with your vehicle. You're not 100. You would sell it if you get more money than it was worth. And then if you did get something and you did sell it to us, you would want something that what? Had lower miles, that had a full warranty on it, and that had around the same payment. Kick butt. Look, let me go tell my manager that you're interested and give me just a second and I'll make sure I get you that number. At this point in time, that could happen, or I could say, this is awesome. Look, let me ask you this, all right? How many times have you guys thought about replacing the car out here that you have? Is this the first time for it, or have you kind of thought about it before? And maybe you thought the next time we trade something in, this is what we'll get. Go ahead. Guys, listen, you have the ability right now to ask questions. Asking questions is the most powerful thing for a closer and for a salesperson. Listen, you guys want to be great at persuading people? You want to be great at influencing people? Listen, people that know how to persuade get whatever they want in life. You guys want to earn $500,000 a year? Listen, you got to be great in service. You got to be great on the front line. You got to be great at closing. You got to be great on the phone. You got to be great at social media. You got to be great all the way around. And by the way, hey, if you're getting good at this and you're meeting people in service, right, that you don't know, and you're doing things that are uncomfortable for you, let me ask you this. You're developing a better personality because of this service drive journey, right? Yeah. But also, isn't that going to make you better on social media, branding, and marketing with a better personality now? Yes. This is going to flow into every freaking area of your life. This service drive training that we did for $37 you can wipe your butt with, it literally took you to where you can be great at all these other things. And you're starting to understand that, look, the reason why most people don't go do something is reluctancy. And we said that. But now that we understand how to work the service drive, it's physically impossible to be reluctant against something that will pay us so much money. And at the end of the day, every day, all you guys pray for at work is for a customer who will come in, who isn't researching everything to death. It is wide open for you to do your job at the highest level. Guess what? Service drive's full of them. It's full of them. Listen, let me tell you a story real quick, okay? And then obviously I'll talk for another minute and then let's ask some questions, okay? Number one, I walk into a store. There's a dealer who's thinking about doing some training with us. The guy's going to spend about $40,000 for us on this platform. And the guy decides to test me. He says, you say you got the service drive stuff and all that. I said, listen to me. I cover everything from A to Z, okay? A to Z. I said, look, I can do anything in the store that I'm asking any of your people to do. I said, I don't teach it. Look, guys, let me explain something to you real quick, okay? Some people teach in theory. Write this down. They teach in theory. You know what teaching in theory means? It means that they've read about something. They took a course over something. So now they teach it to other people in theory. Okay? There's called experience. Experience means that you've worked for somebody who's really good at something. And because you've worked with that person, you have the experience. So you teach from experience. And then there's called the applicant. You know what the applicant is? The applicant is somebody who did it themselves. Guys, when I made 700 grand a year selling cars, I made it by doing exactly what I'm doing with you right now. I'm being me. Guys, you all have someone inside of you that is so freaking cool, that is so great at selling. And you have to unlock and you have to unleash. You have to realize that going and working your service drive may be a little bit embarrassing day one or day two, but who gives a shit? Okay? Guys, it's a fishing hole that no one else is wanting to fish out of. And guess what? It's all yours. And all you have to do is not be afraid of it. Memorize the few couple word tracks I give you and start practicing on your personality. And literally in 1 week, you'll be able to pull more money out of that service drive than you've ever imagined in your life. And I'm not telling you to replace the phone calls you're making now, replace the fresh ups you're taking now, stop posting on social media. I'm telling you to add this so that any downtime in the dealership, you're walking out to the service drive and pulling a customer. It's that easy. But here's the deal. I'm in here with this dealer. And he said, man, you got this dealer training, you do this. You know, he's like, I really need to get people out of my service drive. I said this. And by the way, guys, I love putting my money where my mouth is. I said, I can walk out in your service drive. The very first customer I talk to, I can sell him a car. He said, not a chance. We've got a department out there. They call every single one of these people a day in advance. They ask them if they would like to get a free appraisal on their car when they're here. We've got this sucker nailed down out there. I've got 5 reps. I said, dude, listen, I'll go pull a customer right meow. Guess what? Like a cat, meow. Walk out there. Guess what happens? That was funny, right? 2 seconds later, talking to a lady. Guess who she was? Chinese lady. Holy shit. Get the toughest damn customer in the world. Guess what? An hour later, I spent my time with her. Didn't want to. It's not what I get paid to do. I get paid to train. But guess what? If you train, but you can't do it anymore, and you're not the applicant, it doesn't matter. We're up in Brooklyn. Guess what happens? Convert the lady, sell her a car. The GM goes, all right, that's what I want. I want all my people to learn that. Guess what happens? They sign up on the dealer training platform. We teach all their people how to do it. And every person won't walk into service because they're scared. Guys, they're scared. They're scared and they're reluctant because in the past, they're programmed to believe that service doesn't make them money. Unprogram yourself right now. I am telling you this. My mentors in life are people that have gone where I want to go. I'm telling you the truth. Service will pay you more money than you know what to do with. They're hot customers. They're waiting for your attention in there. They will trade right now, especially with the market that we're in, every single time. I cannot imagine you not being able to convince somebody to buy something. I can't imagine it. But if it happened, guess what? You would still make a connection back there and probably sell that person your next car. And by the way, just the practice alone would be worth it. But the idea of it is that the closing ratio, I believe in service, will be like 5 out of 10 people. It's that high. But all I need you to do is memorize this. If I could offer you more money than what your car was worth, would you want to know how much that was? Can I tell you? Watch, you notice that? I popped out. Can I tell you? Would you want to know? Would you mind if I just told you how much it was? Don't you dare let them say no. Once they give you the yes to that, you're going to reply and say, awesome, beautiful. Listen, I'm going to let my pre-owned manager, he's an amazing guy. I'm going to let my general manager know that you've got it over here. He's going to come check it out. We're not going to bother you. Let me ask you a question. When he tells me what it's worth, let's say, watch the hypothetical. Guys, hypothetical coming in. let's say I come over and tell you, and you're like, dude, you're crazy. You know what? Get your checkbook out. I'm selling it to you. Let's say that happened. Guys, did you see the way I just painted that picture? Step 2. Step 3, right? What do? What would you drive home in? That's where you follow. Let's just say and look, you see the joking laugh? Let's just say that you're like, dude, are you kidding me? Get your checkbook out. I'm selling it right now, right? Let's just say, look, what would you replace it with? What would you drive home in? Would it be something newer? Would it be something bigger? Would it be something with less miles? Would it be something older? What would it be? And be quiet. Listen to me. There's a time for us to talk. There's a time for us to stop. This is the time we stop. And all they have to do is give us an answer. Well, it'd probably be an SUV. Fish on. Bingo. At that point, every single one of you knows how to sell cars. You stop and you say, awesome. Listen, here's what I'm going to do. By the way, let's just say I need to ask some more questions. Hey, here's what I want to do. Payment's going to be important to you on this new vehicle. Would you agree? Wouldn't it be? Yeah. Okay, cool. Hey, what are you paying now? Who did you finance your car with? And roughly, what do you owe on it? You know what? I'm going to get 2 seconds of information if I think it's a subprime customer. And what I'll do is that I'll get us a list of all the SUVs that are worth keeping around the same payment. And then guess what? In the end, it's your decision. Is that cool? Shit, I'll go get a credit app. Or let's say this person can buy anything they want. Guess what? You just treat it the same way. You're like, cool. Hey, here's what I want to do. I've got an idea. As I talk to my manager, there's something that just came in this morning. I want you to know what it is, but I want to make sure it's still available. I'll be right back with you. Boom. Go grab it. Pull the sucker up. Walk up and say, hey, my manager, he's coming over here to check your car out real quick. Do me a favor. I want you to come peek at this real quick. You're not even going to believe what I got for you. Come here. Dude, I'm telling you, you guys are going to owe me a steak dinner. I told you guys are winning the lottery. Check this thing out. Build the hype. Sell the sizzle. Come alive. Make it fun. Make it fun. Make it freaking fun. Guess what? Don't let them see that they're about to buy a car. Take them out that door. Go show them a car, man. Get them freaking jacked up. Now, when you get them jacked up, guess what? When you come back, you do a normal write-up sheet. And guess what? You go get an ACV card, go give it to your manager, and work the deal like a normal deal. They can say, hey, has your manager checked out my car yet? Has your manager checked out my car yet? No, they haven't checked out my car yet. The reason why is because it was up on the rack and the mechanic was checking it out, so he couldn't properly check it out. So once we got back, he said he wanted to look at it, but he already got all the information off it. So you don't have anything to worry about. You see what I'm saying? Look, reassure all of your customers that everything's okay. Come here, baby. Give me a kiss. My wife's leaving. She's amazing. Give me a kiss, baby. Look at this. Mama bear right here. Hey, anybody coming to the seminar this weekend? Come on, man. It's going to be crazy. Hey, listen, can I say something to everybody right now? It's 6:47. We're going to open up the gates in 1 minute where you guys can ask any questions you want to ask me. What I want to do, I'm just going to say this. What I want to do is that I want you guys to think about this. Are you a skeptic? Are you a skeptic on your service drive? Do you think there's a magic word track and a silver bullet that will convert every customer? I do. I do. It's this one right here. If I could offer you more money than your car was worth, would you want to know how much that was? Would you want to know? Could I tell you? Can I tell you? I don't even care what you do with the number. Could I let you know? Sure, you can tell me. Beautiful. Hey, when I go let my manager know, and he's going to give me a number, let's say I come back and tell you, let's say, and you're like, dude, you're crazy. There's no way he's going to give me that much money. You know what? Write me a check. I'm out of here. Pay my car off. Abracadabra. Guess what? If that's what you said, let me ask you this. What would you drive home in? Okay. What would you replace it with? Notice how I asked 2 questions there, back to back. What would you drive home in? What would you replace it with? Would it be something newer, bigger, smaller, lower miles, under warranty? What would it be? Put your hand up just like this. What would it be? Like, sign here, except for tell me now. And guess what? They'll tell you. It'll either be one of these like this. I don't care what it is. We're not doing anything at all. Beautiful. Okay. Sometimes we do some crazy stuff. I just thought maybe you want to get in on the craziness. Hey, it's awesome meeting you guys. Here's my cell phone number. If you need anything, let me know. You're amazing. The offer still stands. If you guys think about it tonight, we're going to talk tomorrow. See that? No harm, no foul. Cool. Or they might say what? Hey, man, you know what? I would take this or that. And guess what? You go pull it up, guys. You go do your job and you go do what you're great at. Look, I want to tell you this, right? People can tell a lot about somebody from the way they speak from their heart. And if you listen to the way that I talk to you guys, I speak from experience. I speak from being the one who did it. And I remembered how I had to shift and change to learn how to sell different customers in different areas that weren't just right out the gate. I think the next level in our journey for all of us is to learn that we're not going to be one-dimensional uptakers. We're not just going to live and die by the gate anymore, okay? You're going to own your damn dealership. And by the way, if there's some obstacles in the way that you have to find and figure out how to get to these service customers, figure it out. Because if you can solve this problem, the money waiting in the pot of gold and the gold-plated dreams that you have, all that stuff comes true. I just want to tell you that. And sometimes it is hard and it won't be easy. But do you hear the way that I'm speaking to you? The way that I'm speaking to you, I could walk into any of your service drives and I could convert customers. Maybe a couple of them wouldn't do anything, but I bet a couple would. And if you guys could sell a couple cars every day, if you work 20 days a month, you'd sell 40 to 60 cars a month without ever taking a fresh up or taking a phone pop or generating your own business. Does everybody understand the power and the speed of growth in the service department? It is an untapped area. Everybody write that down, untapped. Nobody is using it. Everybody is reluctant. It is your magical, special playground from this point forward that everybody else in your store doesn't believe in except you. I'm not delusional about service being the hottest place in the store, because right now we have people that are selling 25 to 50 cars a month out of their service station. The idea of it is that it's not the only place I'm wanting you to work, but I want you to learn how to work. I don't want you to be one of these people in the store that if it's rainy outside and there's snow on the ground, everybody's running around wondering what to do. You're going to be like, dude, I'm going out to service and living all day long, but you're not going to tell anybody that. Guys, I'm your secret. You don't share this to people, okay? Don't go tell your manager tomorrow. The worst thing you could do right now is tomorrow morning, go up to your manager and say, okay, I got an idea. I'm going to go talk to every customer in service. Dude, why do you have talks with people who aren't on the same mission as you? Okay? Just go do it. Go freaking do it. Get out there. Make some deals. Don't tell anybody where they came from. Don't brag about it when you sell from there. Okay? Don't give away your secret weapon. You spent 37 bucks. Look, dude, that's nothing. But the idea is that you did the investment, not another person. Hold it to you. Those of you who have followed me, who have stayed with me, leaders make leaders. I'm wanting to make you guys the best salespeople in the industry and in the country. You got to listen to me when I say this. I'm telling you everything that you need to know to learn how to sell in every other area of life, but also how to dominate the service drive. Find your own way. Start attacking it tomorrow. Let's take some questions. Is that cool? That way, if anybody has any questions, here, go ahead. Sean, you help me here. I don't even know how to work this thing. Sean?
Okay, first question from Laura. How many people do you recommend talking to in the service drive?
I don't know. Let's pick one to start with. Listen, that's not a smart ass remark either. Listen, I don't want you to pick a number. What I want you to do is I want you to just get the courage to go do one. And what I truly believe is that once you do one, I think it's going to be like you'll become addicted. You're going to want to do another one.
It's the highest grossing deal in the store.
Yeah. So, hey, 5 people, I don't know, Laura, let's say 5 people or something like that would be great. But look, just start with one a day. I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, I don't want you to focus on how many numbers you need to go through. Just focus on grabbing one and giving it everything you have. And by the way, don't get in your own way and don't overthink it, okay? Who else we got here? Is Ted raising his hand?
Teddy, what up, Teddy?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Andy?
What up, big dog? Talk to me.
So last month I went back to my old dealership on the 10th, got sales month, and mainly because of service. They made me the lead of the VIP. service area. But my question is, I know the last training I was at in May, you were talking about doing a video call to each customer instead of just a phone call and text and all that. I've been doing those, but I want to try to get a exact like how to do it, like just to see if I'm doing it correctly.
Okay, so are you talking about a video, right? I'm just asking, are you talking about a video to the people who have a car in service that we're not able to talk to? People
For
who
the
next day service customers.
yes, yeah.
Hey, watch. Do you know what they have? Do you got a list like auto alert that you're working or what?
Yeah, so yeah, we just got into a new system where now they hook, since I'm the lead, they hook me up with all the things the advisors can see, I can see. So I can see how much they're spending, how much, what's wrong with their car, what year it is, mileage, all that stuff.
Okay, real quick, can you see payoffs, interest rate, and payments, or just what they spent on their car?
What they spend on a car, but I can see payments and stuff if they bought it from us.
Okay. All right, cool. So the idea of it is, are you sending your video through a video platform system, or are you just sending it on your cell phone?
On my cell phone, because I want them to get back a hold of me and not the dealership.
Okay. So what I would recommend doing is half the people are going to have an iPhone, half the people are going to have an Android, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If you got an Apple, if you got an iPhone and you send a video to somebody on an Android, it's going to come through distorted, diluted, and you can't really read it. Yeah, I mean, and by the way, you can DM them, but I mean, hell, you're not even friends with Facebook on them yet. Most people don't even know who you are. The idea of it is, I would send them a text message. Yeah, well, quick pages is great, but sometimes they have to opt in. So the idea of it is, Ted, let me tell you what I would do. Scrap videos for a minute. Okay.
All right.
Go out in front of your dealership, take a picture of you with the dealership in the background.
All right.
Okay. And I want you to send them a text message. It's like this. Okay. Just send, by the way, send the picture of you first. It's like, whoop, send them a picture. And then you respond, hey, it's Ted here with ABC Honda. You just had your car in service yesterday. Are you available for 30 seconds for a quick phone call? They're immediately going to think you have a problem or a question or a concern about service.
Okay. Cool.
Don't you dare tell them anything. And guess what? They'll say, yes, I'm free for a quick phone call, or sure, or what's going on. And you just call them. You can say, hey, listen, it's Ted. Look, the general manager wanted me to personally reach out to you. That's what I'm doing. Look, long story short, you got a 2018 Honda. I saw it's a white one, 40,000 miles. You changed the oil. You did a tranny flush and whatever, right? You did some struts and stuff. The idea of it is you take good care of your car. His neighbor totaled her car. It's the only thing she's looking for is a white Honda under 50,000 miles. They're about to start looking at the auction. We saw you had one yesterday. My general manager wanted me to ask you one question, just one. If he offered you more money than your car was worth, more money, notice I slow down, more money than what it was worth, could we let you know how much that was? Could we tell you? Done. Yeah, you could tell me. Beautiful. Here's what he'd like you to do. Swing by the dealership for 30 seconds. He wants a double peek at it. We just want to have your permission. What time can you swing it by? By the way, I greatly appreciate it. This lady's amazing. And when my GM talks about his neighbor being like his family, he's got that crazy look in his eye. I think he's about to pay some crazy dough. Okay. By the way, you don't have to do anything. I just want to give you the number. But hell, maybe you won the lottery today. What time can you make it by? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. I appreciate it, Andy. I'll see you Saturday.
See you Saturday, bud. Aaron, what's up?
It's A-Ron.
Hey, Aaron.
Yeah, Andy. I'm not in the car business yet, but I was wondering, so whenever you work the service area and you get you gather your intel and you get the fish on the hook per se, depending on what their situation is, like if they don't per se, they don't have anything wrong with their vehicle, or if they do,
they don't need to have anything wrong. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Remember this. We don't have any motive to try to choose whether they have something wrong or not. We're not trying to tell them, would you like to trade because there's a problem? What we're doing is we're asking them one simple question. Hey, let me ask you this, Aaron. Hey, Ron, let me ask you a question. Where, you got a house? You live in a house?
Yeah.
You own it? I mean, like you got a mortgage on it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Listen, your house isn't for sale, is it?
No.
Okay, cool. Let's say I knocked on your front door right now. And I was like, hey, listen, man, I'm walking through the neighborhood. And most of the time when you get an appraisal on a house, it's like $1,000, $1,500. Look, what we're doing, we're in the area and we just want to see, you don't have to do anything. I just want to see if I could give you a free appraisal on your home. You don't have to do nothing. I'll just tell you how much it is. Would you mind if we told you today? Can I let you know?
Oh, okay. I see. Make it short and simple.
Yeah. I mean, I'm asking you, would you let somebody tell you?
Yes, sir, I would.
See that? Gotcha, baby. Gotcha.
Also,
Yes.
also, like, say you do get something like that lined up and, everything's cut and dry and finished up. Like, do you go then to set up the steps to like put whatever they sold their vehicle to the dealership for, like put it on Craigslist and, kind of like a chain, get the ball rolling?
No. Your manager will help you with all this. I promise you, when you start the dealership, once you start, about a week after that, call me. I'll help you.
Okay.
Just because you're not in there right now, it's just going to be Chinese to you. But I want you to understand this. You're going to have a manager that you're going to work for who's really going to see you want to win. He's going to want you to win. And that manager will help you. But then also you're going to have another manager who's going to be a douchebag. And he's not going to want to help you because he's lazy and he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Right? So I just want to tell you, you're going to need to figure out who that is when you get there. All right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be fucking lazy. Yeah, he don't want to help anybody.
Want to help the guy.
What if a dealership only wants to do an appraisal when the vehicle gets ready to, when the customer's ready to buy? Great question. By the way, you still get to stay in control. Okay. You've acquired the customer from a different source, but has it changed the process and the way we work? Do we need to give the customer an amount for what their trade-in's worth if they say they're not interested in replacing it with anything? No. I say I can offer you more money than what your car was worth. Watch this. Let me help you guys. Sure. Yeah, you can tell me. I say, cool. Hey, let's say that you're like, oh my God, that's a lot of money. You know what? I'm going to sell it to you. And I'd say, cool. Let's say that if you said that, what would you drive home in? He's like, I got a second car at home. I wouldn't buy anything. And you're like, well, shit, that sucks. First thing is, does your dealership pay you money when you buy a car? Most dealerships right now, because inventory is on shortage, guess what happens? They'll pay $200 to $250 if you can find a car that they can buy, because they're paying drug money for them at the auction. So if that's your store, maybe you could work that up that way, right?
Yeah. Drug money.
You pay drug money, man. It's crazy. But maybe you could do that. But secondly, let's say that your store doesn't allow you to buy cars and they won't pay you on it. And the guy's like, I'm not going to buy anything. But if you want to tell me, go ahead. Just say, oh, okay, cool. Well, the reason why I was going to say that we wanted to give you a number is because we have an upgrade program, okay? I'm actually the vehicle exchange coordinator. So we don't just buy cars and pay over retail for them. What we do is that we buy them if somebody wanted to replace it. So that's why that was my second question. Number one, if you wanted more than it was worth, I've got a way to get that done. That way is through the vehicle exchange program. And I'm actually the coordinator that handles that. Would you mind if I showed you some vehicles that will work? And that is how you would work your way into it. So if your manager's like, I'm not appraising a car until they land on something, guess what? We just got to get good with our words, train on this video like crazy, take notes, and guess what? You're good. And by the way, most sales advisors, they'll help you as long as you make it their idea, you communicate with them, and the rest is history. Okay, I'm just telling you. You guys can get whatever you want in life. Some of it may not come easily because it's a new idea, because no salespeople have ever worked this. Even though there's a few out there that have done it, most of them have done it at a very poor job. They've done it, but they haven't been successful at it. There's a difference between doing something and doing something successfully. I'm trying to teach you guys to do something very, very successfully. What is another question? Yeah, bird dogs. I'd bird dog the hell out of them. Forever.
Question from Kevin. Kevin wants to know, what do you do, Andy, when you walk into a room that's full of service drive people all together? How do you address them? Who do you pick out? What do you think?
Okay, so the idea of it is you can do it a couple different ways. Number one, work the deal backwards. Has anybody ever heard of that? Work the deal backwards. It's something that a lot of high achiever salespeople do. They work deals backwards. I would walk out in the service drive. I would choose a car that you think would be a good piece to have somebody trade. And honestly, like I would be like, oh man, 2017, I don't know, FJ Cruiser with 30,000 miles. I'd walk in the service drive. I'd be like, hey, does anybody have a 17 FJ Cruiser right here? Silver one? Guy's like, yeah, that's mine. Awesome. Can I talk to you for 2 seconds? Would that be all right? He's like, sure. Here, come on over here. Hey, the reason why I wanted to talk to you, my general manager walked by me and he's like, whose FJ Cruiser is this? And I was like, why? What's up? And he's like, listen, man, I got a neighbor that totaled one out. Do you feel me? You see where I'm going? And then guess what happens? I would say, hey, let me ask you a question. If my general manager or my manager offered you more money than your FJ Cruiser was worth, would he mind if he told you how much that was? The guy says, yeah. You say, cool, man. Let's say that he told you and you're like, oh my God, get your checkbook out. Look, what would you drive home in? It's the same thing, guys. Sometimes you have to think outside the box. And by the way, you got to isolate a customer. You know what I'm saying? Isolate them. Look, work the deal backwards. Guys, stay creative. Okay. If there's a will, there's a way. That's it. If there's a will, there's a way. Find the way in, find the way in, find the way in. And by the way, if you get in this and you start working the service drive for a week or 2 weeks, you're going to get really good at it. And you're going to understand an angle, because I don't work in your store, that like, I can't teach you right now because we're not with you. So like, we don't know, but I know that there's a way in and I know that there's a lot of money there. And like, I just need you. Yeah. FJ Cruiser from 07 to 2014. Kevin Summers, you're too smart for your own good. We actually did that on purpose. And me and Sean made a bet that you would actually correct us. Yeah. That was the test. And you just failed the test. And Sean owes me $100. Okay. You can't be so analytical.
Bro, I set you up on the text, man.
Yeah, you can't be so analytical, Kevin. Okay. We're going to see you this weekend. I'm coming after you. Listen, I just wanted to tell you guys.
Hey, real quick, Aaron, are you going to be here this weekend, Abercrombie?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Aaron, I have a question for you. Why are you coming to a master closer seminar and you're not in the car business yet?
Because in my mind, I'm climbing a mountain, and I feel like this is just the path that, you know, I believe in destiny, and this is just the path that I've been set on, all thanks to Mr. Fletchman. And I'm tired of living my normality that I'm living in, my lifestyle that's in a proverbial box, and I've always thought I could do something great, and so I'm not taking no for a damn answer anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, baby. That's what I'm talking about, Aaron.
That's a good fucking answer.
Dude, come on.
Yes, sir.
Take that mindset across the people. Good job.
I'm giving you permission now. Battle test me. I promise you. Battle test me.
Don't worry about it. It'll happen. Yeah. Hey, listen, but the deal at number one, I don't care who's watching this. Everybody's proud of you, man. Aaron, that's amazing. I mean, there's nothing that we can say except for that's amazing. And by the way, I've said this forever. Your obsession with training, or your lack of obsession towards training, shows how you feel about winning. I've said this to people all the time. People want to win big, okay, but they don't want to train. I'm massively proud of you. That's super freaking cool. There's guys that have done it all the time, just like what you're doing. And what do we see? These guys are freaking killing it. 2 weeks in the business, 2 months in, they're slaughtering everybody in their store. It's a beautiful thing. You're going to go back with the mindset even 10 times more than you have right now, but you'll have the skill to back it up. Super freaking cool, man. We're mega proud of you. Is there anybody that has any questions? Anybody at all? You got another question? If you don't, I mean, Sean, can we get him a recording of this?
Absolutely. Yep,
okay.
Done.
DM Sean Pollard. If you want to DM him, I'm seeing right here, I see 2 hands up, but let me just, I don't even know how to look at this, Sean. How do I see that?
No, we're good. We answered them.
Oh, we did? Okay.
Anybody have any questions? We're good to go? Because I'm going to take 1 minute before we go. You good?
Yeah. Let me let Sean take over here, okay?
Yeah.
But I want to say this to all you guys. What's that?
They're not going to want to miss this 1 minute. You know, I'm going to go over with Teddy's service stretch.
Yes, done it.
Survey.
Yes, listen, I want to say one thing. Number one, I'm mega proud of all you guys. You're amazing. You're awesome. DM Sean, he'll get you the recording of this. You can train over and over again. Remember this, just, hey, let's just right here, sitting on the beach, watch this. Have the courage to do it. That's all. Have the courage, okay? A lot of people get the training that they need to go change their life. Doesn't matter how much you spent. You know what I mean? I've spent money on $5 on something. I just spent 15 grand a day on a training I'm going to. Guys, it doesn't matter to me. Money is is not what matters. It matters is when you spend your time or your money towards something, understand it's for one thing. It's to buy you more time. Okay. If I can show you how to do something that would normally take somebody 6 years and you could do it in 3 months or in 6 months, well, you just gained, 5 years in 7 months because of that money that you spend. I call it buying time. It's not just about always buying more money. It's about buying time. And I think that that's one of the strongest things that I can tell everybody, because you can always get more money, but you can never get more time. And money is non-replaceable. Our money is replaceable, but time is non-refundable. Massive action. Tyler Preston just said it. Massive action, massive action. So add action to what we just talked about. Repetition's the mother of skill. Everything is new until it's not. And the only way to be confident in any of this is to practice it over and over and over until it's not new anymore. And then you'll be confident. I love you guys. You're amazing. Here's Sean. I'm going to let him end it. I want to hear your results on this last week of putting in the hard work. And then I want to know where you're at the end of the month, still putting in the hard work, 30 minutes a day on the drive, 10 minutes at a time, 3 times a day. It will play out in the compound effect. And I assure you, winter is coming. And when winter comes, you will have a gold mine sitting there where everybody's lost with their hands in their pocket, staring out the freaking window. Love you guys. Here's Sean. We got you.
You guys, I won't take too much more of your time. We'll get you rolling, but I want to leave you with massive value. You guys cool if we over deliver with you? Teddy has been training with Andy Elliott since day one. Teddy, go ahead and take over, Teddy, and explain to them your survey process, if you would.
Yes, sir. So back in, I think it was November, you guys came out with the Rapid Funnel?
Yes.
Yeah. So Rapid Funnel came out. They have a great survey on there. And I actually found out the survey is actually part of the free part of the app, which is pretty cool. But really, it just goes as simple as this. I walk into my desk is actually in the VIP, but I walk into the VIP. I call it the VIP area, not the service area. And I ask, who wants to make $5? Have about 6, 7 people raise their hand. I say, cool. Write down your name and number on this sheet of paper. About 2 minutes later, they get a text message sent to them with a survey from Rapid Funnel. After they fill it out and it gets sent back to me, I give them a gift card from Target, Starbucks, whatever my GM wants to give me at the time. And in that survey, it explains what car they're driving, what car they would like to drive, what type of features they're missing, and how the heck I can earn their business without even talking to them. It's that easy. And when I say it's that easy, I went back to my old dealership on the 10th, sold 11 cars from service. I sold 18 altogether, but 11 cars from service in about 17 days. It's really.
No, go ahead, Teddy. Sorry.
No, I was just saying it was really, really that easy. Like just sitting there, just asking people, do they want to make money? You know, it's like you asking us if we want to make money. Of course we do.
I absolutely love it, Teddy. So my brothers and sisters, Teddy gets his dealership to sponsor that. Now let's just do the math on that. Teddy, I know, is closing because he has a follow-up process that goes with it. He's not looking to close them right then and there. He's patient. It's his pipeline. He builds it up with follow-up emails, text messages. You close what? What's your closing percentage at the point of sale?
I would say we're up towards like the 75% if they fill out the survey.
At the point of sale.
Oh, at the point of sale?
Yeah, no, right there. When you do the survey, you close them at 75%, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so I want you to think about that for a minute. If he's talking to 5 people, 10 people a day, doesn't matter what, however many people, and he's using this as an ad budget, which you could write off on your taxes if you're just spending $10 or $15 a day instead of running Facebook ads, which we've covered that. If you haven't, we'll go into that another time if you want to talk about Facebook ads. But we have men and women spending $5, $15, $25, $35 a day in Facebook ads, which have a closing ratio on that leads about 34%. If you have your follow-up process in, Teddy's spending anywhere from $10 to $15, $20 a day, closing at 75% the day of. And the highest gross per copy on the front end is the service drive customer. So It's Rapid Funnel, and you can go get the free funnel with the survey for free. Now, if you want to upgrade, it's $39, $49 a month. I'm not sure how exactly that, well, I know exactly how it works, but I'm not here to try to sell you a rapid funnel. But the part that you need, the survey to send to customers and collect their data, is absolutely free. It's Rapid Funnel. I'll put it in the chat for you. Rapid Funnel, and it is the code is Elliott or Elliott Group. Okay, so now you have all the tools you need to be absolutely dominant in the service drive. Does anybody have any questions before we get going? I love it. Well, no, I don't, but we'll get going then. So just Rapid Funnel, Elliott Group is the code. So you have Rapid Funnel, Elliott Group's the code. You have the survey that's there for free. It houses the data. Go to work, my brothers and sisters. If I could tell you, if I could just give you my brain for 5 minutes, got Evan just walked in. If he could give you his brain for 5 minutes and share with you the stories of the men and women that were homeless, broken on empty, had no money, no skill set, that just got into the car business and are making $200,000 to $500,000 a year, brand new. We have a young man, 22 years old. He's the highest earner that I know of. There might be more, but this is who I know for sure in the business, a year and 4 months, tracking this calendar year. So if you go back 7 months when he really started piling on the training, he was on free content for 4 months. He's been to 5 master closer seminars. He's 22 years old, tracking to make 480 grand. Okay. Laura, Rhonda, Ash, Arnett, those are the only ones I can see. Aaron, Teddy, what are you worth? Okay. I made $380,000 a year when my trainer was Joe Verde. Okay. Joe Verde was a great trainer in his time. This stuff that you have right now, if you just watch the free content, it will help you scale tremendously. Then you plug in, you get into the chat group that I have, Savagery Academy chat group. If you want into that, DM me because you're here, I'll let you in. And no, Teddy knows this. And Sonia's on here. I don't let anybody into that chat group unless you're privately training. But because you're on here, you better be a good person, because if you're an asshole, we kick you out. We don't tolerate it. It's mindset. It's all the tricks that we're using, and it's in Savagery Academy chat group on Facebook. You can DM me. I'll invite you to the group. We want you to win at a high level. I give so much to be able to go back and have a guy like Andy in my 20s and 30s when I was selling cars be a part of this with me, to help me with my mindset when I failed, to keep me going relentlessly when I tripped up, or when I had self-doubt. That has been eliminated in my life. And the hardest thing I've ever had to do is revamp myself at 40 years old after being in the car business for 21 years. It can be done. How bad do you want it? I want to know your why, tie it to a future-based cause of who you want to become, and find a tribe to run with. If I'm not your guy, we got the Macklins, we got other coaches. You know, I'm a lot. People say, Sean, shit, man, feels like you're like hurting my feelings, man. When I talk to you, I'm not here to hurt your feelings. I'm not here to make you feel good. I'm here to make you the most elite version of yourself, because I just lived it with Andy for the last year and a half. I was crumbled and I won, and I'm winning, and I want to win with you all. So get out of your own ways, plug into the coaches, and be relentless in every aspect of your life. I love you all. We care for you all. Rewire your minds. Let's go get paid what we're worth. You guys have a great evening. I'm sending everybody the recording. Crush it, y'all.